Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Well, look what we have here. The newest Carnival LR is out, and it is our boy Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron, again, is the newest summonable LR right here. What we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to test him out, of course, at 55%. You know, the newest Carnival LR, obviously, guys, he's very good. He's incredible, he's fantastic, he's stupendous, he's amazing. He is all of the above. But is he actually? I do think that this Omega is going to be fairly good, but he does have a GT bosses restriction that kind of, like, that's like the pinnacle of his powers if he's next to other GT bosses characters, right? A lot of different medals are needed to Dokkan Awaken this guy, by the way. A lot of different, you know, final, like, GT Dokkan Fest event medals. So, alright, I guess what we'll do is we will go ahead and, we got him at 55%. Let me level him up. We'll hop into some events. We'll see how he's going to do. Remember that 55% videos, the way I do them, is it's our first look at the character, right? We Dokkan Awaken the character, we jump right into an event. That's what a lot of people do. Omega Shenron, of course, is a Big Bad Boss's character, which means, I mean, we're going to lose a lot of power, but, I mean, it takes a long time to get characters to link level 10, right? So, you know, we do the 55% video right away, see how he's going to do. Let me level him up, and let's jump in, and let's see how Carnival LR Omega Shenron looks. Alright guys, so LR Omega Shenron, the silly Billy himself. Of course, I mean, you guys know the only way we could possibly ever get a rotation in this game is to have this. Texan Shenron, I'm probably going to do a video focusing on him as well. I believe this is his first 200% leader skill, sort of like seeing that we can get out of him. Let me actually just quickly double check. What is my Texan looking like? Defensive equips, huh? Obviously, I'll be changing this a lot. I mean, dude, this GT bosses team is so rough. I mean, I feel like just giving the entire roster full dodge is probably what we want to do. So, LR Omega Shenron, right? Like, listen. I think that this guy is good. Like, I like the design they gave him in the sense that they really focused on overwhelming defensive ability, which is really good. Defense is more important than offense pretty much always. But the issue for this character, it really is just as simple as this single line in his passive. 1 key and 5% damage reduction per GT bosses category ally in the team. If you literally just swap that to extreme class ally in the team, this guy becomes probably like a must run, like on any villain teams that you could run him on, right? Like it's super big. But because it's GT, because that would mean this Omega as like a strong defensive presence with a good link set, which Omega Shenron characters have. You know, we'd be able to run this guy as a force on some of these villain teams he's on, right? So, I mean, we have GT bosses, Shadow Dragon Saga, Full Power, Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, Battle of Fate, Transformation Boost, and then finally, Powerful Comeback. There's a lot of places where we'd be able to use this guy, man. And it's like, they just, by making it a GT bosses thing, it heavily limits, like, how often this guy could get buffs and, like, where they might come in and stuff like that. Like, it's just, it's really rough. It's really rough out here. Alright, so, Omega. One of the big things about him is that for the first 7 turns, he is going to Rainbow Orb change, which is good. He builds up attack every time he attacks. Okay, also, each Rainbow Orb gives us 7% damage reduction. So this right here, that's going to get us 28% damage reduction, plus we have 5 times 7 for the entire team right here for damage reduction. So, let's go ahead and see how we're going to do. We actually are going to be able to get enough orbs for all 3 characters. I mean, the good news is that, you know, we have, like, nearly every link activated. Keep in mind that this Omega, this is the exact type of character who gets a lot from links, by the way. So this guy is going to get drastically stronger. Oh, one other thing, too. 3 million! That's, I mean, that's a little rough. I mean, we are 55% link level 1, you know, no equips, nothing like that. But, I mean, you know, 3 million is not a great look. I mean, an additional super right away, just that's the free 5 additional. I love that. That's huge because, again, he builds up 20% attack with every attack performed. It's good that it's only attack performed, so hidden potential system additional normals can come in clutch for that. That's really big, actually. Now, Omega, a huge thing of this Omega unit is he's debuffing. Debuffing is like a gargantuan... Oh, wow, we're just going to die instantly. Dude, man, It took me... It was 20 minutes before I was able to get an LR Omega friend. I had to, you know, tweet out my friend code. Please, I'm begging, LR Omega friends. And it's like, we're just going to instantly die. Like, I think if this Frieza supers right away, we have 0 chance of living. I think. Okay. We did live. We lived. No worries. We lived. We lived. Some could even say this is ideal because now we can revive. Omega is a reviving character as well. This is where we could kind of point out another issue with Omega. If HP is 50% or less at the start of the turn, and anyone on the turn dies, Omega will revive with 70% HP. And then from that point on, he becomes super effective against all types and gets a guaranteed additional super. Now, a lot of people don't like that this character basically needs to revive in order to get a lot of offensive buffs. 100%. Because reviving is not something you're going to see that often. That's why people talk about, oh, like, oh, what if we had a revive UI Goku transformation? It's like, no, that would suck balls, dude. Because we'd never see it. Like, no, we don't want that. But Omega only needs to revive to get offensive abilities. The more important aspect, his defensive abilities, he's already got all that in base. So that's good. Alright, so we could revive here. Again, like, we could take a look. We see the revive symbol right there. I don't think we're going to, though, but we can revive. I mean, unless Frieza... This rotation is not weak enough to die. I don't think. Even though, I mean, Baby is certainly not the craziest. Maybe if Frieza supers right away, maybe. Alright, what's Omega up to? 5.76. We have Big Bad Bosses activated now, because our HP is low. Remember, I mean, Big Bad Boss is the thing as you link level it. You know, the link becomes, you know, at link level 1, it's 25% attack and defense under 80% HP. At link level 10, there's no HP restriction on at all, which is really good. Oh, actually, are we? No, it's not turn 5. It's not turn 5, so we can't... No, we can't transform with this loser because it's not turn 5. Stupid. Really dumb. Really, really dumb. I'm talking about Super 17, by the way. It's just so asinine, man. Like, why... It's just... They do stupid shit with a lot of these characters, and it's like... But if you guys remember previously, people would refer to it as my Mickey Mouse checklist, where I just point out all these flaws all over, and then people go, no, it's not true. He's actually super good when you're good at the game. Oh, my bad. Of course. I'll just get better. No, it's Super 17 is filled with bullshit all throughout this unit's kit, which is going to hurt us, because Omega kind of's got some bullshit. And guess what? That Banny and a Baby's kind of got some bullshit. And Easy AGL Super 17 is solid, but, I mean, he's solid for a character that released 3 years ago. So, it's like GT, but, like, this can work. I can tell you, is there a chance in December that we're just like, oh yeah, dude, that LR Omega Shenron is a beast? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if they give us like a strong Dokkan Fest Baby, I mean, I guess LR Super 17 could easy A, and they could make him crazy. I mean, it's conceivable, I guess. Alright, we do need to die here. Now, I would like it to be... I guess it doesn't... Either rotation we could die. Yeah, we're going to be okay. We are going to die at some point, and we're going to be able to get this. I think I'm going to put... No, I'm not going to put Sin. We could get Legendary Power Active for all 7, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want Sin to get those Tech Orbs and heal. I guess the good thing about this is that, like, clearly their intention, right? 284k defense right there, okay. Clearly their intention is, like, what we have going on right now. So we're kind of hovering at this HP threshold, and, you know, we have an LR Omega on each rotation. If we die, we will revive, but... I mean, certainly I do agree with people that there's no reason that LR Omega can't get his buffs when the other Omega revives. Like, they released 23rd World Tournament Goku with the ability that he would get these passive buffs from his passive, even if another revived character revived. So it doesn't really make a ton of sense that now we get a character that comes out that revives, but doesn't have that same ability as 23rd World Tournament Goku, right? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, 23rd World Tournament Goku was Golden Week dual Dokkan Fest, sure, absolutely. But I do just feel like perhaps it would have been a little bit better if a Carnival LR would be able to have that ability as well. But I would like to stress that the most important aspects of Omega's kit, the defense, is intact. It's just offensive ability. But understand, Omega, I mean, to say that he hits like a feather... you know, like, he hits like a feather. A feather. He is a feather hitting LR. It's just not good enough. Not good enough. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do here. So we could do Omega's active right here, which greatly raises attack temporarily, ultimate damage to the enemy, lowers enemy attack and defense by 30% for the turn, and then also attack breaks the enemy, right? That is a lot of abilities, which is cool. But I just, man, you know, I do wish he could get, I'm just looking all up and down this guy's kit, and it's like, damn, like, Omega Shenron, maybe you guys didn't grow up like I did, where Omega Shenron was Big Daddy, like, I mean, I would really be quite pleased if this guy was just, like, the best unit in the game, right? I mean, villains could certainly use it. It's just, it is frustrating, and it's just a continual frustration where, you know, like, we're sitting here with Omega, and he's got some flaws, but, like, the flaws of unit after unit after unit after unit on this team now present themselves to where we're running this jank-ass shit, and it's like, you know, why would I summon for Carnival LR Omega when I could just summon for LR Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku, who's on the Saiyan teams, and we could use him with all the Saiyan characters. I think we'll... I mean, the problem with this active that we could do with Omega right here, he does the damage, he does the debuff, he gets the attack break, but it's not like he's doing guaranteed crits or anything like that. So I'm gonna leave the boy in slot 1. Super 17, I guess we probably should transform with him. I feel like there's no reason not to. I mean, sure, let's transform with Super 17. Alrighty then. Oh, look where that super attack is. That's very tasty for what we want, which is to die, but we're not going to die. Now, Omega, you know, he should be fine in slot. On the GT Bosses team, he's going to be pretty tanky. Of course, once we rainbow him and stuff like that, he's going to be even better. I wonder, should I give him raw defensive equips? I'm thinking about it. I mean, we could give him a level 7 bronze defense. Remember that, I mean, Omega is a Shadow Dragon Saga character, which means we could get, like, there's the silver defensive equip. We can get defense equips on him for gold as well. I kind of like the idea of just giving him all defensive, like, equips. I feel like it's a good idea, right? Like, I'm definitely going to be going full dodge for Omega. I mean, crit could help him out because he does no damage. Additional could help him out because he does no damage. Additional would also be good defensively for him. I mean, Omega certainly has strong super attack effects, right? Like, more does matter in this game than simply just, like, red zone stages and stuff like that. But the thing is that the most important, absolutely, is red zone. The most important is how you do against the new Carnival LR Omega boss fight, the hardest stage in the game. Like, that's the most important. But Omega will dominate all weaker content because he has the passive 25% attack and defensive debuff, which is gigantic. And then again, his super attack effects are really quite good. The 12-key super attack, he gets 30% defense, does colossal damage, lowers enemy attack, and has a high chance to stun. Then on his 18-key super, he gets 50% defense, mega colossal damage, lowers enemy attack and defense, and seals. So this guy just applies so many debuffs, which, you know, can be good for some fights, but unfortunately for the toughest fights, it doesn't really work out so well like that. We're still just chilling here. I mean, I would love to, you know, die here and be able to get our revive and shit, but, you know, I mean, I guess there's not really too much we could do unless the enemies actually decide to kill us. So this is 55% Omega against this Frieza Super. This probably isn't going to do too much damage. It did a little bit, I guess. Super 17, would he die? Maybe. I guess Super 17 might possibly die, but might possibly not as well. Yeah, I mean, that damage certainly doesn't look too impressive. I mean, Sin is doing more damage, well, sort of. I mean, because he's got the built-in additionals. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, a lot of people will just look at an attack stat and think that, oh, like, oh, that's the amount of damage the character's doing, right? But, like, having built-in additionals and crits and stuff like that, and one reason it's so easy for me to just go, oh, yeah, full dodge on, like, every character is, unlike 2016 and 2017, it's like, for most characters, we don't need to put 1,000,000 additional and 1,000,000 crit on their builds in order for them to get these abilities, right? They're going to get it, you know, from their passive. So many of these characters have built-in additionals, built-in crits and stuff like that. But, like, nowadays, you know, the characters have that, so you can go full dodge, because they're still going to be able to additional, they're still going to be able to crit, and you've got your full dodge giving you the extra defensive ability, right? Maybe that's why, like, you know, back in the day, you know, if you gave your units full dodge, then they would never crit or never additional or anything like that, but most of these characters have these. Omega, though, I mean, he really is going to be hitting like a feather. I am definitely leaning more towards full dodge, but I do see a lot of value in full additional, because you're getting a lot of utility with his debuffing. You are getting defense when he supers, and in order to build up his damage, he does need to do additionals, and he doesn't have additionals built in. So, dodge, raw defense, additionals, I think all three are pretty viable for this guy's build. Alright, let's go ahead and, I guess, I mean, we could proc both of these Omega active skills right here. I mean, at the very least, we can get this, and this will... I'm trying to... I would like to get the KO... Because Omega does have a KO screen on his active. I guess it's really not that tough to do, though, because you could do it starting from the third turn if the enemy's in attack down or defensive down. So it probably could be fairly easy to get that in just like a Dokkan event or something like that. So maybe as an active skill, like KO screen, it wouldn't be that bad. Let's pop these two active skills. Getting the Legion of Shadow Dragon active skill in here is good, because this is a, you know, Sin Shenron, Omega Shenron, Shadow Dragon showcase here. Alright, so we got that in. I guess we might as well just throw Omega in slot 1, and we'll let him get cooked right here. I don't know, maybe we could... Let's just see, like, could we live here? Maybe. I mean, this is 55%. Right, well, let's take a look. What is the friend cooking right here? 55%. We do have some defensive equips on there. Essentially, Link level 1. You know, one thing that could be a bit of a minor issue here, too, for sure, is the fact that... Okay. So here's... Oh, we attack broke... Oh, my God, I'm a silly Billy. We attack broke the the super attack right there. Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. Eventually, we're gonna die. Like, we're definitely not gonna finish the entire fight at this super low HP. But eventually, we're actually gonna get taken down. So yeah, Omega's active. He does ultimate damage to the enemy, lowers enemy attack and defense by 30%, and then does have an attack break. Attack breaks, of course, are very good. We definitely do love attack breaks. All right, let's see. Super 17, he should be able to easily live this. Remember that the Legion of Shadow Dragon, they are a support type unit. So, like, you know, Super 17 was getting support right there. Perfect. Actually, maybe, are we going to get, could we get the active skill KO screen? Maybe. What's this going to drop it down to? Nah. Okay, we got the 5 dodge, and then, oof, we do get cooked. But don't worry, we got this in the chamber.
これはウーシンロンの得意技だったな。今楽にしてやるぞ。もうこの星の運命など考えなくていいようにな。
Alright, so now, again, unfortunately, the buffs that Omega gets are only actually for... So it was the friend one. This is the one that revived. So this guy is now super effective against all types. He gets a guaranteed additional super as well. He does get quite a bit stronger with that. A revive can be very powerful. Like, the fact that the revive, it's just less than 50% HP, right? Man, like, if Omega... The only thing, it's literally, there's one change that could be made to him, and it just drastically changes things. And it's just damage reduction per extreme class ally, rather than GT bosses, man. I'm telling y'all, that makes it would make a huge difference. We're gonna go ahead and play this again. We might get the KO screen. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Let's play it again, sure. Omega's animations, to me, are very good. So that's at least one good aspect of them.
一気にこの星ごと吹き飛ばしてやる。この星もろとも消えてなくなれ。
Yeah, no KO screen, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so this will be good. So next turn, we're going to be able to see the full power 55% Omega and see how he's going to be able to cook again on this next turn. So, you know, we've done sort of a long, deep fight. The Omegas have had a chance to build up. I mean, there he is, 55%. He's at 9 million. Damage-wise, even at 55%, that's probably not that great, but I do like what he's capable of doing defensively, right, with all the damage reduction as well. The only thing, though, is that, like, we would get, yeah... I mean, this is problematic, to say the least, right here. Oof. Okay. Alright. So, you guys remember how Omega works, right? So, he gets damage reduction per Rainbow Orb, but, I mean, the Rainbow Orb changing only lasts for the first 7 turns. So, here we are in turn 10... And we do not have rainbow orbs to speak of right here. So, I mean, we're actually probably best suited by doing this. Oh, this is actually quite bad. Okay. I mean, we're going to get this deep in, and we're just going to get destroyed. Yeah, I don't think... we would not have lived this even close. Carnival LR Omega, it wouldn't even have been close. Okay. Sure. I mean, we're using GT bosses, right? Like, that's, yeah. Wow. So, like, we do the whole run, and then there you go. Like, that's just what, I mean, that's GT bosses for you. That's the way that's gonna go. I feel like we saw everything we needed to see, right? Like, we get to that turn, and it's like, oh, boy, sure wish there was rainbow orbs around. That would be nice to get damage reduction. Maybe the rainbow orb changing did not need to be turn restricted? I mean, that certainly would be good. I mean, this was 55% Omega. I feel like he didn't really look that crazy. And what's funny is throughout most of the video, we did have Big Bad Bosses activated as well. Like, Big Bad Bosses was up pretty much the entire video, so that is very, very interesting. Alright, guys, I figure we hop back in. Let's just get a little bit more footage. I mean, we don't want to end just on that note, did we? Okay, so we are very, very low health here. We are ready, Freddy, to get our revive. We are ready to transform. Perfect. Let's see how we eat this. We got a lot of rainbow orbs and stuff like that. Little bit of damage, but of course this is going to trigger our revive. So let's go ahead. We'll play this again. Sure, why not? Okay, so let's just go ahead and... Oh, boy. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad we're getting a lot of footage because, yeah, I mean, well, I sure wish we could get more rainbow orbs. Now, he did kill us, I guess, with the super attack last turn. So, sure. He's not likely... Frieza's not likely to super attack right away, I guess. Alright, now, what I want to do is I would like to survive and get a rotation. The 55% Omega that has revived, I would like to get a turn with them, but maybe that's tough. I mean, one issue I'm noticing, Omega does have a lot of HP, but... I mean, for how weak this team is, I would really feel more comfortable with, like, an extra 100k HP. Oh, man. I mean, you know, all the extra stats, if the two 55% Omegas were two Rainbow Omegas instead, we're good. If this is super attack right here, I'm gonna be a little salt. I mean, because, I mean, now that I'm this far in, like, I at least want to get one turn where we have a revived Omega. Oh, thank God. I just want at least one turn where a revived Omega can do some stuff for us, right? All right, Super 17 getting a chance to super attack first. He will be looking good. He will be cooking, so we don't have to worry about Super 17 getting killed for sure. All right, so he's doing pretty good damage. Will he crit again? No. Okay, so he's gonna get Frieza to that point. Sure. No super attack at all. But good thing this Sin does create orbs for us and stuff like that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hit this. So we are going to go ahead and get, remember that Omega on this turn. He's super effective against all types. And he does have a guaranteed additional super coming in. 6.9 is what his attack stat is. Huh? I'm going to let this go. I just want to go ahead and get Omega's damage right here. I guess, again, at least the good thing is that his animations really do look, I think, very good. So, we'll certainly take that as a W. We can see the arrow pointed up. Again, he's now super effective against all types. And then here's the additional right there. I guess we'll play this next turn as well. Oh, nice. And we got the Hidden Potential System additional. So, 55% Omega. There. I mean, that's basically... That's like a good-looking KO screen right there. I do like that. But that's like, I guess, sort of like what 55% Omega has. That rotation right there. I mean, that's basically it. Again, let me just show that this Omega was, you know, 55%. Link level 1's no equips, so that Omega was exactly the same as mine. We have the skip on. Let's just go ahead and throw this out. Sure. Okay. Sure, maybe we attack broke the super attack. Again, I just... Yeah, Omega's kind of ass deep into the fight, huh? Like, if we're not creating rainbow orbs, it's bad. Yeah, look at this. 50k? That's not good. I mean, on this rotation, right now, we don't have Big Bad Bosses activated. Remember that it can activate mid-turn, but we gotta fall below 80% HP at Link level 1. Okay, he is at double digits after he supers. Okay, we'll take that. Oh, you know what? I feel like there's a really good chance we did kill Frieza's super attack. I mean, we saw on the last run, Frieza's very first attack was the super. Maybe I should think about giving this character full dodge, huh? I really should just go through a bunch of these GT bosses and just, like, spam them with full dodge, man. Because, like, if we're going to be running this team, if we're going to, like, take this team into fights, like, you know, we're going to need, like help to be able to live. Sure, we'll throw this out. I mean, there we go. Super effective until types. We got another attack break in. Lovely, lovely. Thanks to Sin, we'll be able to have a lot of orbs available to us this time. Perfect, perfect. Alrighty. Alright, so here, this is Omega. This guy actually has, you know, a little bit of extra damage reduction and stuff like that from the orbs. Still a little bit of damage right there, but Omega does get a good amount of defense when he actually does super attack. And especially at this point, right, with him getting the guaranteed additional, that's a guaranteed extra defensive raise. Omega is definitely, like, a strong character, but I don't know. There definitely is, like, flaws on there. That's it just, you know what it does? It makes it not fun. You know what's fun is winning. What's not fun is, like, when Tech Sin is going to get one shot by Frieza right here. That's not, yeah, exactly. This, yeah. Again, this is not my first rodeo. This is not fun. Wabam. Oh, actually, oh my god, we did live. He just barely survived. Oh, never mind. We're cooking. We're so good. We're actually looking good. Well, I mean, I don't know how good we're looking. We've got no revive. We've got really nothing special we can rock here. I mean, we could get some of that right there. Let's get the same type orbs to heal up as best we can. I mean, one good thing is, because right now all the toughest fights are against villains, remember that villain bosses are going to do less damage to villain characters. 10.9 we get up to right here. Okay, sure. So maybe we could just sort of squeeze through. I mean, I'll take a W right here for sure. Add damage, I mean, damn, yeah. I mean, type disadvantage at the end here against full power Frieza, not really too shocking. I think chances are pretty good that we're not going to see this Frieza super attack right here. I think Baby should be A-okay against normals. We don't have to worry about that. I mean, Baby would get unbelievably cooked by a super attack, but I did give Baby full dodge, right? So if need be, we can get a dodge in. Okay, no! Are you kidding me? Dodge! Dodge! You have full dodge! No, dude. I just, like, the whole team revolves around Omega. 55% Omega can't cut it. He's not going to cut it. But, like, if the bosses are doing slot 2 and 3 super attacks, man, like, we've just got no shot. The other GT bosses characters, like, if we click at the goddamn GT bosses lineup, man, these other characters aren't good enough to tank hits. It's like STR Super 17 is, sure. I mean, especially it's helpful if, like, we've got a lot of his links up and stuff like that and he gets super attacks off, but, I mean, it's just bad. It's bad. You know, to make this realistic, we need repeated buffs. Like we have to get just, like, continual buffs to this team. Right now, I mean, we're just in a pretty bad spot for LR Omega. Really sad. I mean, a Carnival LR, I do feel like I want more here. Alright, this is the ultimate Shadow Dragon, Omega Shenron. His leader skill is GT Bosses Category Key 3 and 200% to stats. His super attack is Dragon Thunder, which raises defense by 30% for 1 turn, does colossal damage, lowers enemy attack, and has a high chance, a 50% chance to stun. I mean, strong super attack effects here, which is good. His 18 key super, Hellish Dragon Slaying Dance, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, 50% defensive buff, does mega colossal damage to the enemy, lowers enemy attack and defense, and seals enemy super attack. Pretty good. Right, all the different abilities could be helpful. I mean, this guy is a super battle road and battlefield killer, right? Like, he destroys it. His passive skill, from evil energy comes destruction. So he activates the entrance animation upon first, turn, and then he changes int key spheres to rainbow key spheres for 7 turns. Now, we saw what happens when that runs out. I am going full dodge. I was thinking, oh, you know, maybe giving him a lot of defensive equips would be really good. Nah, bro, we're going full dodge. Full dodge is what we have to go with. Absolutely. Because, you know, he is, if he's getting Rainbow Orbs and we got the GT bosses around, he's really tanky. And I feel like the raw defensive equips could help. But there's no way, man. When he runs out of Rainbow Orbs, I mean, he's just a guy, a loser. You know, Omega with no Rainbow Orbs is a loser, is what he is. So, yeah, full dodge for sure. Then Omega lowers all enemies' attack and defense by 25%. That is very strong, but again, in the hardest fights, it doesn't do anything. So, it's unfortunate. Then he gets 3 key and 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets an additional 20% attack, up to a max of 150% with each attack performed. I mean, I guess I'm not really thinking of it until now, but why doesn't this guy, I mean, he really, so, you know, he gets, okay, so 3 key, 200% attack and even start a turn. And he builds up 20% attack with every attack performed up to 150% extra attack. Why not another instance of he builds up attack and defense by getting hit, or he, you know, gets attack and defense on super attack or something like that? Like, I mean, again, this is, I mean, maybe Carnival LRs are not intended to be equivalent to Dokkan Fest LRs. I don't know. It's hard to say still. Because it's like, I feel like Tech Carnival Goku was and is better than Cooler. And Cooler was the Dokkan Fest Carnival. Goku was the Carnival LR. I mean, the base Carnival LR Goku is definitely Dokkan Fest LR level. It's hard to say, but like, this guy just doesn't, he's just not all the way there. This Omega, he's not. He really isn't. I mean, we saw. So yeah, just, I mean, if he would build up, I don't know, 15% attack and defense up to like 150% or something like that from getting hit, I mean, it'd take a lot of hits, but like, it would give him more stats. I mean, this guy, he needs everything. He could support. I wish he was guarding as well. I wish he had more raw stats. You know, I wish he had different restrictions. You just keep going on and on and on. Then he gets 1 key and 5% damage reduction per GT bosses category ally in the team. That's the main issue. You swap GT bosses category to just extreme class allies instead, and this guy's gaming, right? He becomes a really nice run on a lot of villain teams. It's unfortunate. It's really sad, man. Then Omega gets 7% damage reduction per Rainbow Key Sphere obtained, which, I mean, it is good, and he does create his own Rainbow Orb, so it's, you know, easier to get that, but when it runs out, it's iffy. Then finally, when HP is 50% or less at the start of the turn, if Omega or any allies die, you will revive with 70% HP, and then Omega then gains super effective against all types and a guaranteed additional super when his revive is triggered. Unfortunately, it doesn't activate if another Omega is triggered, right? 23rd World Tournament Goku, remember, if he revives or any other allies use their revive skill, then Goku's passive would activate. Unfortunately, Omega doesn't have that, and he really should. Omega has an active skill, minus Energy Powerball, which greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, lowers enemy attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, and then attack breaks the enemy as well. And we could do this either from the 3rd turn, if the enemy's in attack down or defensive down, or from the 6th turn, from the start of battle. So again, in Super Battle Road, you will see this probably, and I mean, it's going to win you the fight. I mean, because Omega's already debuffing the enemy when the turn starts, then another 30% attack and offensive debuff and an attack break. Like, this guy, this guy would dominate. I mean, I'm going to say this, but this guy would dominate 2016 Dokkan. I mean, I don't mean that as harsh as it comes out, but this LR Omega would be the best unit by far in 2016, right? Like, with all these debuffing abilities. Like, I'm not trying to be a clown with that, but, you know, like, all these debuffs were great 7 years ago, right? Like, you know, now it's, like, kind of, you know, not really so great. Then Omega units have always had good link sets. Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragons, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I mean, Big Bad Bosses and Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle, like, you know, Fear and Faith. We could get these links activated a lot on villain teams. That's why, man, if only the buff was just, you know, again, extreme class units rather than GT bosses. Omega's multipliers are typical 12 key, 150%, 24 key, 200%, sure. Then finally, Omega's on, I mean, quite a few teams that need buffs, man. I mean, he's on teams that need buffs, for real, for real. He's here on the GT Bosses team. I mean, do you guys think this team could use buffs? I mean, hell yeah, dude. We'll take that. Then he's also over here on the Shadow Dragon Saga team, another team that's, I mean, we'll always take buffs. I mean, it's like, perhaps, I mean, we could just get, like, a flood of the Shadow Dragons actually being, like, you know, I mean, how much copium is it? But, like, you know, these Shadow Dragons down here have, like, never gotten anything, all right? Like, maybe they could get characters. I don't know. They're all in GT Bosses. I mean, we are anticipating that this, Oceanus is probably going to EZA soon, and she definitely will help. I mean, if she's going to EZA right now, I mean, she's going to be a great asset to the team for sure. Omega's also on full power. I mean, there's quite a few villains on full power. Again, would be nice if he was getting damage reduction from extreme class allies and not GT Bosses. Just saying. He's on Inhuman Deeds as well, another strong team. At the very least, Baby and Super 17 are also on Inhuman Deeds, so we probably could effectively run this guy, and Sin as well. Remember, you would think Sin and Omega share like 50 categories, but they don't. Most of the categories that this character has, only he has in the Omega form. Sin Shenron has what? Shadow Dragon, Inhuman Deeds, and GT Bosses, right? Shadow Dragon Saga, Inhuman Deeds, GT Bosses. That's all normal Sin Shenron has, unfortunately. So, yeah, Inhuman Deeds, by the way, has never gotten, like, a real leader, ever. Vegeta and Nappa introduced the category into the game, right? And then we've never, like, they're not even, like, we've never gotten a team for it. So weird, bizarre. Omega's also on Power Absorption. This is good, right? You know, this is another team. I mean, who knows where we might be able to utilize some of these villain characters. Omega would just be, like, if he was just like a hands down, like, amazing in every way, perfect character like Bulma, like, oh my god, would villains be cooking, man. It's so sad. Battle of Fate, again, there's so many villains on Battle of Fate, he could be useful there. He's also on Transformation Boost. I mean, Omega is actually getting the 200% leader skill from Kale, so we could run Omega on that team. And then finally down here, Omega is on Powerful Comeback since he is a reviving character. So there we go. There is LR Carnival Omega Shenron. Let me know what you guys think of him. He is good, but he comes into the game in a very weird spot. I mean, in 6 months, what's this guy going to look like? I've got no clue. It's like Super Boo. There's similarities to Super Boo where it's like, you know, this guy could be really way better in 6 months, or he could be the same, or he could be worse. I mean, it's hard to say. So, let me know what you guys think of LR Omega Shenron. Thanks, guys, for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch y'all next time.